Hey there, Green Hill Church family and friends. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for your faithfulness in 2020. God has been faithful, but He has shown His faithfulness in so many ways through you, and I am grateful. As you know, a lot of our folks continue to struggle with health-related issues or financial issues, but several of our family members have lost loved ones this year, whether it's a husband or an extended family member. So I just encourage you to just because we've turned the calendar doesn't mean we've left everything behind. You understand? Some of us are still suffering a great deal. So I just encourage you to continue to pray for one another, continue to show love for one another, and a lot of grace. Also, I want to say thank you for so many of you who have remained faithful to the mission of making disciples of Jesus who will live for His kingdom. You've been faithful to Green Hill Church, to our faith family as we have walked this out together. And so for all of you who have stayed engaged, I want to say thank you. I want to say I'm cheering for you, and I just am grateful to God for what your faithfulness has meant to the advancement of the kingdom. If you've kind of disengaged a little bit, listen, you're welcome to come home. We want to know you to know that we love you. We know it's been a hard year, and we still want to stay true to the stuff. And God has been good to us, and we're going to extend His goodness and kindness to everyone who would be a part of His work at Green Hill Church. So God bless you, whoever you are, and whatever spot you find yourself in. I do want to say a word of just recapping the last few weeks of December. We had the greatest gift ever offering given. That's our missions offering that we take every December. And there have been years it's been bigger than it was this year. We were just over $48,000 given on the Greatest Gift Ever Sunday. And that's a big number, and I am grateful. It's short of what our goal was and short of what we've seen in previous years, but man, 2020 has been a tough year. So I'm just grateful for all of you who have sacrificed and given freely to be a part of that. With that $48,000, we'll be able to bless missionaries around the world. We'll be able to bless Proclamation Church in Nashville, our new church plant, and we'll be able to send help through Send Relief so that kids and families around the world will know and experience the love of Christ. So thank you for your faithfulness. Also, we ended our budget year in giving a little bit shy as well. We were about 7.35% under our budget expectations for 2020. And to be quite honest, that ain't too shabby considering what kind of year we have had. And so we're all grateful for God's faithfulness and the way He's shown His faithfulness through your faithful giving. And I would just say to you that if you're not faithfully giving your tithes and offerings to your local church, this would be a great time to start that. It's very difficult to build intimacy with God if there's areas of disobedience or unfaithfulness in your life. And we just know that biblically speaking, giving tithes and offerings to your local church is really an essential spiritual discipline in walking with God and following Jesus faithfully. So I just encourage you to start wherever you are and begin this area of faithfulness. Green Hill Church doesn't need that to survive. We've been here 120 years and more, so we're going to survive. But for you to survive, for you to thrive, for you to join the mission of God, your giving is super important. So I encourage you to step forward in that way. Let me share with you a couple upcoming things. First of all, we know that COVID cases continue to affect our community, but we are back on a regular schedule beginning January 10th. We'll have 2 worship services, one at 9 and one at 10:30. On-campus life groups will be available. Kids ministry, student ministry, full-on. Base camp will be full-on on Sunday night for students as well. And so I just encourage you to step into that. Now, if you're in a life group that meets off campus, you'll continue to do that. If you're on Zoom, if your group has pushed the pause button for a few weeks in order to be safe and healthy, then you'll continue to do that as well. We know that the various adult groups are doing a number of different things, and that's just really appropriate. And we encourage that. We're so flexible. We've learned so many new things this year. So just continue to stay connected to your life groups, continue to stay connected to your kids ministry and student ministry, and step into these next few weeks with us. We anticipate this schedule going forward We know that there's safety and health issues, but we also know that we're doing all that has been recommended for us to keep safety protocols in place. We are encouraging you to wear a mask when you're in public spaces. That not only helps you and helps other people. You say, well, I don't know if it helps or not. Well, here's what I do know it helps. There's a lot of vulnerable people that would love to attend Green Hill Church on Sunday, but they're not going to do that if we're not, honoring some safety protocols. And so this is a great way to show grace and kindness to other people. And so our elders, we have consensus around that. We think it's a wise thing to do, and we think it's a loving thing to do. So when you're in the common spaces, we're asking you to wear a mask. You don't have to wear a mask when you're in your seat in the worship during the time of worship. We're skipping every pew. We've got space. You're sitting with family members or people that are in your home, and so we believe we're doing all that we can do to keep everybody safe and healthy. But we do ask that you to wear masks when you're in common areas. Our volunteers will be wearing masks. Our staff will be wearing masks during those times. We just want to honor one another and treat one another the way we would want to be treated. And then let me share with you some cool stuff that's coming up, I think, for 2021. And primarily after I finish preaching through Psalm 115, we'll begin a sermon series through the book of Romans. Green Hill Church, as long as I've been here, has never walked through the book of Romans. It's such an important book in us understanding the gospel and how we live the gospel to the glory of God. So it's a long book, as you may know, and so we'll break it up into about 4 sermon series throughout the year. There'll be some other things we do around Easter and summer series and obviously Christmas, but for the most part, we'll be walking through the book of Romans. And to help you, we're providing these great little paperback books of Romans for you. Casey shared with you on Sunday. They have the text on one side and journal space on the other side. And this would be a great resource for you to hang on to throughout the year. Take notes and just mark your spiritual journey with Jesus during 2021. These will be available on Sunday for $3. That's just what we have in them, and we're just passing those along. Listen, we are grateful. Our staff is grateful. I'm grateful for the partnership in the gospel that we share. Your friendship means the world. The world will know that Jesus is the Savior because of the way that we love one another. Our unity is not a secondary issue. Our unity and the love that we show to one another is a megaphone for the gospel to go forth with power. So thank you for staying true to one another. Thank you for being patient with each other. Thank you for showing a lot of grace to me and to our elders and our staff through what's been a very difficult year. We are excited and grateful for what God is doing in the days ahead. God bless you. Happy New Year. I'll see you Sunday.